8 and 10, something that made you feel extreme failure that got trapped in your body, does that bring anything to your mind? Between the age of 8 and 10? No? Okay. Okay, for some reason, Shannon, when you're talking, we can't hear you, but that's okay. All of a sudden you got really quiet, but that's okay. So if it does bring up something for you, that's cool. If it doesn't bring up something for you, that's fine too. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to release it, because after I release it, you'll probably have a dream about it and it'll clear all this stuff out. So I'm just going to release all this. Do we need to know anything more now? Releasing all this trapped emotion of failure from around the age of 8 to 10 in her body, mind, spirit, energy system, and wherever else she has it. Is this all going? Yeah. Does she have anything else like that? No. What would you say your level now is? It was at a 6, it went down to a 4. Has it gone down more than that now?
It actually has. It's way down, probably a 2 now.
2, cool. So how does it get any better than that? So tell me on Facebook or however you get a hold of me in the next couple of days and see if it goes down to a 0. And every time you start feeling like you're having this feeling of, what was it? It was anxiety. What you're going to want to say is, who does this belong to? And when you ask that, your subconscious mind knows it doesn't belong to you, because you're picking up all the energy of all the people around you that have anxiety, and they're picking it up from other people.
Okay.
And you're an infinite being, and you can do anything you want in this lifetime. You can transform this lifetime any way you want to do it, because I have complete faith in you, and you'll have complete faith in yourself when you realize I'm right. So just keep at it, and you're going to be fine.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, Shannon. Okay, we're going to take the caller on. We're going to take the caller on 208 next. So I don't know if studio if you have to unmute 208, but I'd like to take the caller on 208, and we're going to get to the caller on 732 after this. But can you caller on 208? We can pick them up right now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, you're on the Daily Reality Show. Welcome to the show. And who is this, please?
This is Janine.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Janine.
Janine, okay. Janine, well, welcome to the show. And Janine, what is going on with you tonight?
Oh, I'm just interested in past life.
Cool. Okay, so Janine, is this the one that David Bowie wrote the song about? Janine.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Good song.
That was from the Ziggy, the first major debut release of his Ground Control the Major Tom album. Okay, so Janine, what would you like to with your past life? Is there any issue that you want to overcome? Because that's the best way to tap into your past life. If there's anything you want to try to overcome.
I would say people pleasing.
People pleasing. Okay. So my name is Janine. Does she have an issue with past life about this issue? Yeah. Okay, last 2 lives. Both of them? Yeah. Okay, and for some reason you, just like Shannon, your body thinks you were a male in both of those last 2 lives. But you weren't like her being famous. You were just different. Okay, so let's work on the last life. You have trapped emotions from that lifetime. So let's see. Okay, so on a level of 1 to 10, if your discomfort or your anxiety or your whatever over your inability or ability to please people, what would you say your discomfort level is? 10 being the most displeased with how you are with pleasing people.
I'd probably say 8.
An 8, okay. Okay. So confusion is the trapped emotion that's coming up from your last life. Do we need to know anything more about it? No. Does she have more than 1, more than 100, more than 1,000? These hundreds of trapped emotions of confusion, can we release them all at the same time? Yeah. Do we need to know anything more now? Okay, releasing these from her last life that she was a male and any other lifetime that she had it, and her present self and her future perfect self and wherever else it might be. Is this all going? Yeah. Does she have anything else like that? No. Okay, so right now, if you think about having to please people, what would your discomfort level? Has it gone down from an 8 now?
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, okay, so something like that's hard to tell. So let me just say, everywhere you thought, I'm going to do a clearing, another access clearing that'll help on you and everyone else who's listening in, whether you listen to my YouTube video that I'm going to put online later, the replay. So everywhere you thought anyone else's projections, expectations, judgments, separations, and conclusions have anything to do with you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all of that times a Buddha zillion?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. So the reason people do judgment is because anytime you're being an energy that is too much for another person, they have to go into separation because oneness is happening. And what it means is, what he was talking about, the frequency of different energies. If you take 2 glasses of water and one glass of water is vibrating at a higher frequency than the other glass of water, the higher frequency, the one that at the lower frequency is going to have to raise its frequency up to the higher frequency glass of water. So when you are willing to be an energy that no one else is willing to be, people have to go into judgment of you because they are noticing that in order for them to fully accept you as a person, they have to raise their vibration, and that doesn't feel comfortable for them. So everywhere you're trying to dumb yourself down to be accepted by the people who are choosing to be inferior and choosing to be pathetic, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddha zillion?
Yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. Okay, should we work on it? No, we don't need to work on past life with you. Your body says it's fine with the past life. So is there anything else about this issue? Yeah, is it on the body code chart? Yeah. Okay, let's go to the body code chart, which is an energy. Okay. Offensive energy. Okay, so you have courting. Courting is just an energetic connection with other people. Is it all from this life? Yeah. It's also from other lives. So last 2 lives, last 3 lives, last 4 lives, last 5 lives, last 6 lives, last 7 lives, last 8 lives, last 20 lives, last 50 lives, last 1,000 lives, last 1,000,000 lives, last 1,000,000,000 lives, last zillion. Okay, I'm getting a yes on everything. So probably what's happening is everyone on the call who's calling in, who can't get in, who want to call in, I'm picking up all their energy. So I'm going to just release all the courting. Courting is just energetic connection to people, which causes quantum entanglement with them. So I'm just going to release it all from everybody. And everyone's going to be set free to be themselves and not have to be tied to all these people's energies. So releasing it all from everyone and everything through all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Is this all gone? Yeah. Okay. So since you can't really give us how you feel, if it's changed, how do you... Just generally, did you notice any shift in anything I just did right now?
I did. I'm a lot calmer.
Cool. Okay. So that's good. So you're going to probably feel just drink a lot of water today, and for the last caller, drink water. And for everyone who's listening in, whether I help you or not, you're going to get clearing if you said yes to any of those things, or if you're just open to releasing something, it'll usually clear something from you too. So just drink a lot of water and know that everything that comes out, it's going to help you feel better. So that's all I think we should do for you today, Janine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. That was Janine from Idaho.
Idaho.
And we have a caller on the line from New Jersey. And caller from New Jersey, are you, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very good. Well, welcome to the show, Janine Reality. And let us know your name and what's going on with you tonight.
My name is Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Hi. And I wanted to ask about past life regression and a deep sadness that I've always had for most of my life, or for all that I can remember, even being a young child.
Deep sadness. Very interesting. That's an interesting one, Tim, and
yeah.
I'll let you take that.
Perfect. So, Stacy, on a level of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst sadness you can possibly feel and 1 being almost nothing at all, what would you say your level of sadness usually is, or now it is?
It varies, but it's normally always pretty high. Like, it's pretty deep.
Okay.
Yeah, and Tim, let me just ask Stacy a question. Stacy, this sadness that you feel, you don't have a specific reason for the sadness. It's just this general feeling of sadness is what you're saying. I just want to be clarifying that, as opposed to being sad about a specific thing. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
I've had it since as long as I can remember, and I used to joke around and say, yeah, I was born sad, so I don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, so if you can just even though you can't come up with a number now, if you can just, while you're thinking about this sadness, give me a number. What this does subconsciously for you, it allows energy to come to the surface and clear. So just, if you can think 10 is the worst sadness you can possibly feel and 1 is almost no sadness at all, what would you give the number of the sadness right now?
Probably about an 8.
Okay, so what I'm getting is, it wasn't actually, well, it is related to your past life, but it is related to when you were in your mom's womb. Can I tell her right now? Yes. Okay, some people aren't ready to hear it right away, so you have to do some clearing before I can tell you, but your body says I can tell you. Have you ever heard of what a vanishing twin is?
Yes.
Okay, so you were a vanishing quintuplet. Or you weren't the vanishing.
Wow.
You had 4 siblings in the womb with you when you were conceived. So obviously your mother probably wasn't the size body that can handle giving birth to 5 babies. So the other 4, 2 brothers and 2 sisters, they all made a pact with each other to come back in another lifetime, and they left you behind. So you felt abandoned in the womb. So that's why you think you were born sad, because your gang of 5, which were with you in other lifetimes, decided they didn't want to be smashed into womb altogether, especially a womb with no view. So everything that brings up for you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times of Buddha Zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, pot and pock, shorts, boys, beyond. And everywhere you thought them leaving you in the womb had anything to do with you as being unwanted or unloved, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times of Buddha Zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, pot and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. And everywhere you haven't been willing to fully love yourself, knowing that the only one that needs to really love you is yourself, and you don't need other people to love you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times of Buddha Zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, pot and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. Okay, so do you have any pets now?
Pets? Yes.
Yeah. How many pets do you have now?
Oh gosh. 2 dogs, 2 rabbits, a cat, and then my neighbor's cat, who thinks he belongs to us because he's always at our house.
Yeah. So what I'm getting is, I don't know which one, because it'll take longer. When I work on a private client session, I'll go into all the different genealogy of them. But I'm getting the one that thinks he's your pet is one of the siblings in your womb, and with the other ones, I don't know which ones, rabbits or dogs, are also the 4. So the 4 are with you now. So everywhere you thought they abandoned you, and they just probably were your pets in another lifetime, and they came in the womb, and they realized, oh shit, we're gonna be a human. I don't want to be a human. That's boring. So they decided, okay, she's gonna be born as a human. That's cool. She can take care of us, and we can just be lazy house cats or dogs that get walked and whatever. She can clean up our shit, and we don't have to do that. So everywhere you thought they abandoned you, instead of deciding to come back with you as pets, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate everywhere you thought they abandoned you?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all 9, pot and pock, shorts, boys, and beyond. So now that you know the 5 siblings are all with you now, how does your level of 8 feel now?
I guess it's less, somewhat. It's confusing.
Yeah.
It's not something I expected to hear, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so besides being, whether it's true or not, there's no way to prove it, and I don't ever worry about whether it's true or not, because this is cellular memory, or it's wherever the matrix field is giving it to it. I'm getting a muscle test, I'm in Japan, you're in another part of the world. It doesn't matter. I'm getting this energy, whether it's true or not, whether you really were with 5 siblings, or whether these were really your pets in the last life and they came back to be pets and they decided they can't be your siblings in a womb. Whether any of that's true, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what happens when we do this is it clears a bunch of stuff. So I believe it's true just because I've been doing it so much with so many people. But I think also all beliefs are limitations because all beliefs cut off all the infinite possibilities of what else is possible. So it could be something totally different than what I imagined and what I'm getting from your muscle testing, but that's what I'm getting. So everywhere you... Oh, what I'm getting also is this sadness a lot of it doesn't belong to you. So everywhere you're picking up this sadness from other people or other pets or other beings or entities, would you be willing to send it all back with full awareness?
Yes.
Okay, right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, hot and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. Is this all behind her? Yeah. Is there something else we need to do, past life or anything else like that? No. Anything else about the womb issue? No. Okay, so can you just try to give us a number? Is it still an 8 or is it a little bit lower?
It's a little bit lower.
Would you say it's a 7 or a 6 or a 5 or a 4 or a 3?
Probably 7.
Okay, cool. So it's gone down from an 8 to a 7. Is there something else that would bring it down even more? Yeah. Is it on the body code chart? Yeah. Okay. The cool thing is these numbers are totally, whether it's an 8 or a 7 or it's just totally your imagination. Just like I find actually after I work on a bunch of clients and I look back at what I did with them a year ago and I said, did you remember when you had this problem and this problem? They're like, I didn't really have that problem, did I? And yes, I'll even show you the email. You said you were addicted to chocolate. You could not stay away from chocolate. And they're like, I don't even care about chocolate anymore. I'm like, yeah, but that was your issue. And they don't even believe me that they had the issue of chocolate. And they have to ask their relatives. They say, did I really like chocolate? Yes. You fucking ate everyone's chocolate in the refrigerator. You couldn't stay away from chocolate. So people like I don't even know what's real anymore because this reality, even a scientist trying to explain what this reality can't really explain whether we're sleep waking or wake sleeping or we're dreaming this. Sting has a song called it says, perhaps the dream is dreaming us. I don't know if I woke up this morning and I'm really on this call. I might still be dreaming. I might, we might all be in this lucid dream that we think is a reality. I don't know. But all I know is that these problems, once they go away, people almost forget they ever existed. So you might call back on one of my shows, which you can call into my show, it's called Major Tim to Ground Control. Maybe call in a month or two from now and you'll go like, I was working on sadness, I don't even remember that. So when that gets to that point, that's when it's really cool. So hopefully it'll get to that point in the future. But I'm glad it went
Awesome.
I'm glad it went down at least one point in your mind. So that's a start.
Right. And to add to that, as well, Stacy, reality is in the eyes of the beholder. We don't just know that from a philosophical standpoint. We know that from a scientific standpoint. So, to perceive sadness, you're perceiving your own reality, and you can alter that reality. You can change that reality to literally be perceiving happiness, because especially if you have, let's face it, I don't care how up you are. If something tragic happens, you lose a sibling or something, horrific happens. If you were over in Belgium, and the person right next to you, your loved one, was just killed by a suicide, you can't just say, okay, I'm just going to be happy. It takes a while to get over that. But when you have this feeling, this heaviness over you, this sadness hanging over you, you have to realize that, just as Tim's saying, you're creating that. Now, not consciously creating it, but unconsciously creating it. It could be from the fabric of your being. It could be from any other particular source. But you actually have a conscious way, and as well as an unconscious way, to override that. Now, you can make the choice to be happy. You have this ability to make this choice to be happy. And Tim's been dealing with some of the root causes of the unhappiness, which is very interesting. That's the first time I had heard that theory, but it makes an awful lot of sense. And but the other side of it is that you can choose to be happy. So
that's understandable.
So let's do this clearing for you and everyone else who might be listening in. Everywhere you haven't been willing to claim on and acknowledge your infinite ability to be extremely joyous and happy, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that times a Buddhazillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pot and puck, shorts, boys and beyond. And what is the benefit? This is, okay, you're just going to, there's no right or wrong answer, but just think what comes to your mind. What do you love about being sad?
I think I'm just comfortable.
Yeah. So everywhere you've tried to be sad and prove that you're sad in order to feel comfortable, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate at all times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. Okay. And what's the... I'm trying to think of the word. Everywhere you've made sadness so much a part of your identity, and you weren't willing to give up that sadness because you wouldn't know who you were, would you be willing to step into the infiniteness you truly are that is unknowing, beyond perception and beyond a character or beyond any role you can play, so you can be undefined and not have to hold on to the sadness to define you? Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate anything that wouldn't allow that times a Buddha zillion?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys, man. It's just okay. There's something else on the body code chart I'm going to do now because it just finally came up. You have a misalignment. It's an organ misalignment. Why this relates to this, I don't know, but everything's connected. Your colon's misaligned. Is there an underlying reason why her colon's misaligned? No. Could I just realign it? Yeah. Okay, realigning her colon and anything else in that area or any other area that's misaligned. Is this all aligned? Yeah. Is there something else on the body code chart about this? Yeah. Is her colon happy? Yeah. Okay, so something else here. Okay, there's a toxin, EMF spectrum radiation. It's color radiation. Okay, do we need to know anything? No, but it's the color purple. For some reason you have too much purple in your spectrum. So can I release this color radiation of purple? Yeah. Releasing all the excess purple that she has in her energetic spectrum. Is this all gone? Yeah. Does she have any other? No. Does she need some other color in her spectrum? No. Is there something else? No. So now if you can tell me it was down to a 7, you believed it was down to a 7, has it gone down any lower than that in your sadness level?
Well, it's funny because purple is my favorite color.
Interesting. And you also say you're comfortable. You also say you're comfortable with being sad.
Yeah.
Also interesting.
Which purple to me, I love purple too, but it makes me sad. It makes me like I think of Purple Rain, the movie, and
oh yeah, true.
I love that.
That is a sad movie.
I love that. I love the movie, and I love his song Purple Rain. I think of all of his songs on the album, that's the best one. But there is a sadness to it. And actually, my brother was working in Huntington Beach in McDonald's back in the 80s, and he came up with his purple limousine through the drive-thru, and he ordered a Big Mac, and he got out of the car and went to the bathroom, and his big bouncer walks out with him, makes sure no one does anything to him or asks for ID. But anyway, so everywhere you're trying to make your life like the Purple Rain movie, or trying to be, all the sadness of purpleness that you're trying to envelope, the sunshine you could be receiving and perceiving, which is all the orange and yellow colors that you're trying to hold back. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate everything that wouldn't allow those yellows and oranges to come through now?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys. I really love purple too. That's my favorite color. So, and actually the funny thing is I stopped writing sad songs. Well, no, because I just wrote one about a year or two ago. My first 10 years of writing songs was like the really saddest songs you can ever imagine. But I kind of can't write sad songs. Occasionally I'll write a sad song, but most of my songs are so positive now, I just can't get into that energy anymore. It's like I have so much positive energy.
It's like a raw feeling energy.
Yeah. So everywhere you thought in order to prove that you're alive and you're feeling, you had to dive deep into the sadness of everyone's stories and everyone's reality that they're choosing to make themselves sad because that's the only way they can feel comfortable on this planet because it's going through a lot of crisis right now. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate everything you're holding on to about that right now?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and pock, shorts, boys and beyond. Okay, what I say when I mumble that right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, pod, pock, shorts, boys and beyond, I have that's the Access Consciousness Clearance Statement. I have a 50-minute video explaining that on my YouTube page. Rika Zimmerman, who's explaining that, she is my mentor in Access Consciousness, even though she left Access Consciousness. So everyone can go to that video and watch that. Okay, so your body says that's all we should do right now. It's probably going to come to you more awareness, and it's going to go down lower throughout the night. You'll probably have dreams about when you were in the womb, or you might have whatever. You might have more connection with the dogs and cats or the rabbits that are your previous siblings in the womb. You'll see.
Okay.
Cool.
How do you feel now, Stacey?
I wanted to actually ask a question.
Go ahead.
My mother actually lost 2 babies before my brother was born. Would that have anything to do with it as well?
Yeah, your body's thinking those were the same. But you were born before your brother?
No, I was born after. It was my mother lost, I think it goes a female, then a male, then my brother was born, then I was born.
Yeah, and your body's saying you were one of them too.
Okay.
So you were born first to just see if your parents were ready for you yet, and you were like, no, they're not ready for me. And then your brother had to come in and get them warmed up to being parents, and then you said, okay, now I think they're ready, I'll come in. So everywhere you were holding on to that life that you gave up in the womb, or you thought you couldn't do it, or whatever, would you be willing to claim on and acknowledge that you are an infinite being from all time, space, dimensions, and realities, and you are that person, and you always will be that person, and you are everyone and everything. Everything that wouldn't allow you to claim on and acknowledge all that, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, all nine, pod and talk short, splits me up. Okay. Your body says that's good. So he was asking, how do you feel now?
Actually, not so bad. I mean, it's still, I'm kind of thinking of it, so it's still there in the present, but I'm sure once I go to sleep and relax and really just let everything go, I'm sure it'll help.
Cool. Well, let us know.
Yeah, we are too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, too. The number to call in, folks, by the way, is 781-325-4569. If you have, we can probably take one more caller.
Cool.
Otherwise, we can just talk a little bit more about what we talked about, as well as, Tim, to let folks know different ways to, look at some of the material you have. And I know it's quite a bit out on YouTube and on the website and so forth and so on.
Let me give some of my websites, if I could.
Sure.
So my website for my radio program, which is twice a week, it's every Wednesday it's Wednesday evening, 10 p.m. New York time, and Sunday morning, 10 a.m. New York time. So I'll have a show tomorrow. I'm going to Hawaii for 10 days, so I don't know if I'll be doing any radio programs. Well, I'm actually doing a radio interview. I'm getting interviewed on Andrew Aloha's show, which is actually in Arizona, the first day I get in Hawaii. I might do one of my calls during that 10 days, but I don't think I will. So I'm going to take a little break from the healing calls. But after I get back on the 13th, I get back from April 13th, I'm going to start another call then. So my radio program is Blog Talk Radio / Major Tim to Ground Control. And I decided to call it that after calling it From Time Without Beginning for about 3 years. I decided to, about 3 months before David Bowie died, I decided to use one of his songs ideas in my radio show, and then he died right after that. So I guess I was tapping into his. I didn't know he had cancer. No one knew he had cancer except people.
I didn't either. That was tragic.
Which is crazy because he had cancer for a while and he didn't. Well, I got that he was choosing to leave. That's why he wrote his last album was all about leaving this planet. So he was choosing cancer, and a lot of people choose cancer to leave, and they didn't want to be helped because he could have called in my radio show and I probably would have helped him. But anyway. He didn't, but he was. Yeah, I bought his last 2 albums just the last weekend, and I listened to them on my road show. And his song Lazarus and his song Black Star are both talking about what I believed he was. He was a walk-in, and I'm also a walk-in too. We can probably talk about that on another call. But have you ever had anyone talk about walk-ins?
No. Well, why don't you give us a quick
description of that? So my theory of why David Bowie is a walk-in is most people will go through being addicted to he was addicted to heroin and also to mostly to cocaine, but he also did a little heroin back in his Ziggy Stardust days. And he was able to leave his producer, he was able to leave his wife, he was able to get over